Hey house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother 16 updates and spoilers. Our house guest of the day is Trevor Stewart. Yay! And he was wondering why all the recruits this season. It seems like half of these people don't know what they're doing. And I totally agree. So he's wondering, is this on purpose? I don't know. I'm thinking it has to be on purpose, right? Because, like, why else would they put in so many people who have, like, never watched the show? It doesn't make sense. I can see, like, every season how they have a few recruits. I think it's necessary because they need the people who don't know what they're doing for entertainment, because they are going to do stupid things. So I see that, and I see how they have, like, a few people who will be sheep and follow around the people who do know what's going on. But like half of the cast? That's crazy. I totally agree with you. I don't know. But if you guys have any ideas on that, leave it in the comments. And if you want to be house guest of the day, send me a private message on YouTube. Alright, so yesterday, Caleb was trying to creep on Derek and Donnie's conversation. He was listening in, he was crawling around outside of the HOH room, up on that landing. He was lying there for like 20 minutes listening to them, and they totally knew he was up there. So he didn't get anything good. They were just talking about bullcrap, Jersey Shore, I don't know, some stuff that does not matter in the game. So Caleb tries to walk downstairs all casually, and Derek is like, "Caleb, what do you think, you're slick? Oh, we could hear you creeping." And Caleb is like, no, I totally wasn't. I think you're just paranoid. He totally tries to play it off like he wasn't creeping, but he was, and Donnie renamed him Creep Mode Cowboy. I love it. So Frankie last night was telling Victoria that Zach has talked a lot of crap about her. It was basically the I Hate Zach Club, and he was really, you know, getting to Victoria. She was like, "Oh, I know, it's so messed up, I can't believe it." So he's like, "Yeah, I also feel personally attacked by Zach. He's attacking us personally, not just in the game." So I just find that funny because Frankie thought it was hilarious when they were setting up those Team America tasks, getting Zach to go off on Amber and like everyone else. It's just so funny until it's him. So yeah. That'll come up again later. We'll get there. So the neighborhood watch, organized by Team America, ended after 7 p.m. last night. And remember yesterday how I said that Frankie was saying Big Brother told him that the stuffed animal that he stole from Christine didn't count because it wasn't something that you can wear? Well, Frankie told Derek that he took care of taking something else from Christine, so that should be all good. I think he took like sweatpants or something, I don't know. But, I don't know. Mission accomplished? We'll find out. So, there was another family dinner last night. This time they had grilled chicken and tacos, and you know there was lots of... The funny thing though is that I think at one point they were actually talking about table manners and things that they learned when they were younger, like no elbows on the table. And I thought I heard Christine say, "Yeah, the only thing I remember being taught is to chew with my mouth closed." Hint, hint. Okay, so Zach did not attend the family dinner, but they did save him a small piece of chicken, which he later ate by himself, alone. It was kind of sad. So it wasn't enough. So he made himself some steak, and while he was cooking, Frankie came into the kitchen to make some cookies, and they had some small talk, and it wasn't too awkward. So maybe they'll be able to mend their friendship before Thursday. We'll see. So where am I? Yes. So there was a real meeting of the minds last night. Victoria and Cody were talking in the HOH room, and Victoria was talking about how upset she is about all the crap that Zach has spoken about her, and he was calling her useless and all that stuff. So she's like, "You know what, Cody? That pink hat that Zach is always wearing is actually mine. She gave it to him very early on in the season. She was like, you can have it." And she's like, "Maybe I should cut up the hat and give back some of the pieces to Zach." And Cody's like, "Yeah, do that." So Victoria is like, "Well, I don't know if I should do that. I'm a little worried about Zach retaliating." And then she says the most insane thing that I heard all day yesterday. She said, but what if I do that and then Zach tries to pour boiling water on my face while I'm asleep? What the F? So Cody's like, oh, well, he can't do that, not on purpose. How would that happen by accident? But he's like, no, he wouldn't do that, that's assault. Maybe he wouldn't do that because it's freaking insane. So yeah, that happened. So there was some more fan interference last night, very exciting. Some fans were yelling over the backyard fence again. So Caleb, Zach, and Frankie were in the backyard to witness it, and these people must have been watching the feeds at the time to know who was in the backyard, because they yelled out, "We hate you, beast mode cowboy! Zach, we love you! Frankie, you are disgusting!" So, whoa. Okay, the Zach thing was definitely the clearest. Then I would say the Frankie thing after that. The Beast Mode Cowboy one was a little bit hard to decipher, but pretty much, not everyone, but a lot of people outside of the house are confirming that that's what was said. So Caleb, that's what he heard too. So they were sent on an indoor lockdown. They're trying to make sense of it all. Zach was trying to convince Frankie and Caleb, like, no, it must have all been positive. Like, who would go out of their way like that and go through all that to say something negative? You don't know Big Brother fans, okay? So, yeah, they definitely said some negative stuff about Caleb and Frankie, and I think they knew in the bottom of their hearts that that was true. Because if they did think it was something positive, you know that they would be running all over the place like, everyone loves me! But they weren't. So I have to say though, Zach was definitely cheered up by the shout out. His mood was like a total 180. So another thing, Christine and Cody's zings are but a distant memory now. Remember how Christine and Cody were all upset about how Zingbot called them out for touching each other and all that garbage? Well, she was all over him last night. It was gross. She even said she wants to squeeze his head off. Moving on. So, I just have to say, like, I find it ridiculous that they're still continuing on with that after Zingbot clued them in. And one time, Donnie saw Cody pick up Christine and like twirl her around, and he went, "Zingbot's watching." Ah! Alright, so last night Victoria came out of her diary room session. She went over to talk to Cody and Christine, who were all... And I just licked my hands for real. That was gross. So she was talking about her plan to do something to Zach. So she was talking about what she can and cannot do to get back at him. So she's like, yeah, it's my pink hat. I have the right to destroy it. I can't get in trouble for that. And she's saying how she definitely wants to do something, possibly like Wednesday night, so it really messes him up right before his eviction. And she's like, yeah, but if I instigate a fight and then it actually happens, I'm the one that has to go home, blah, blah, blah. Obviously. So she puts this plan into action pretty quickly. She said Wednesday night, but it's going down. She's yelling timber. So Zach left his hat on the kitchen table and walked away for a minute. Victoria seized the opportunity and snatched the hat. She hid it in a sweatshirt. She ran into the have-not room. Frankie's like, what's she doing? What's going on? And then what's her name? Victoria yelled, Christine, bring me a knife. So then after that, the feeds cut. Fish. So they came back a few minutes later, and we're all wondering, like, what happened to this poor innocent pink hat? We don't know if Victoria actually chopped it up or if she's just like hiding it or something. We don't know. So Victoria is just sitting there in the kitchen with Zach. She's just smiling and staring at him. She's like, it's not her usual. It's more of a... So yeah. So Zach, he knows that the hat is missing, so he goes to look for it, and Victoria is telling everyone while he's looking, like, I'm not gonna let someone go around this house torturing me and degrading me while wearing my belongings. And they're like, oh yeah, you go, girl. So Victoria goes into the have-not room where Zach is sitting on one of the coolers, and she's like, I'm about to go to bed and I'm gonna turn off the light. No hard feelings. And Zach said, oh, there's hard feelings. So she does get in her bed, she turns off the light, whatever. Zach leaves the room, and then he starts searching all around the house for the hat. And now you know, Victoria did not actually go to sleep. She's not gonna leave all this drama for everyone else to enjoy. So later, Zach is asking Victoria to give the hat back. He's like, you're not gonna wear it anyway, just give it back. Why would you give it back? So Victoria's like, you're leaving, possibly, and I want my stuff back. So Zach is like, I know you're just doing this to piss me off. If you want to play games, we can play games all effing week. And then he's like, you should just give me it back. So they're totally like brother and sister fighting in the back seat of the car, like, she's touching me, she's touching me. That's exactly what it was like. So 20 minutes later, Victoria and Christine are back in the have-not room, lights off, they're ready to go to sleep. Zach goes in there, he's like, so did you come to a decision on that hat? And she's just like, let me sleep on it. And he's like, I know that means no. Is it yes or no? Just tell me. So she's like, I'm gonna sleep on it. So that was the end of that for now. So Zach was talking to Derek late last night. He knows that he's going home. It's pretty obvious. So he's like to Derek, if there's anything I can do to help your game in the next 48 hours, let me know. So Derek is like, well, you could start by not telling people that you would vote for me if I was in the final two, because if people think that Derek is going to get all these votes, they're not going to want to bring him to the end. So Derek's like, oh, Zach is like, okay, I'll start telling people that I'd vote for Frankie. I'm just getting too excited. So, I mean, he knows he's going, so he's ready to help out his buds. So let's talk about this morning. Donnie was talking game with Cody. He is trying to wake Cody up because you know that Cody, there's not a lot going on up there. I'm sorry, but it's true. So Donnie's like, Cody, your downfall in this game is going to be trusting Derek. It's the same thing that happened to Hayden. Derek has deals with everyone. So Cody's like, no, Derek is so trustworthy. He's like totally, he's just arguing that Derek is trustworthy. It's different, man. So he just doesn't get it. So Donnie is like, guess what? Once I'm gone, they're going to tell you that Victoria's next. But it's going to be you going home. It's the same thing that they're going to do to Donnie. It's the same thing that they've done to a lot of people. So Cody's like, no, Derek is so trustworthy, like, it's not going to happen. So Donnie's like, you know, I am alone in this game. Nobody's got my back. So Cody's like, oh, I'll have your back if I win HOH next week. Yeah, okay. So Donnie's like, all right, obviously, like, Cody, please don't repeat this conversation to anyone. And Cody's like, oh, yeah, for sure. It's me and you. So after Donnie is called to the diary room, Cody's all on his own. It's clear that everything went in one ear and out the other. So Cody says to himself, oh, Donnie. Oh, Donnie, was that a necessary conversation? And then he says, Donnie, most of your points, very wrong. Very, very wrong. Ah! I can't wait for Cody to get cut at like the final 3 because he does not use his brain. Donnie was so right on with what he was saying, and Cody is a fool. So this morning or afternoon, when Victoria woke up, she took the destroyed pink hat. We saw that she did mess it up. She wrapped it up in foil and then put the foil with the hat in a plastic bag and then put the plastic bag under a bunch of her clothes. So she did some damage. I'm not sure what she's planning on doing with it. I guess she wants to maybe give it to Zach on his way out or something. I don't know. But Zach just really needs a girl hat. Frankie's hats are too big. He needs a girl hat. So Team America had a brief meeting today. They're wondering if they're going to get the money for this neighborhood watch task. They haven't heard yet. They're still unsure, too, about the task when Zach went off on Amber. They thought before that they had it, and now they're not so sure. According to the episode, you failed. So, we'll see. I guess we're going to have to wait until the episode to find out if they got this neighborhood watch one. So, after a lockdown outside, the house guests went back in, and Zach discovered that Big Brother gave the house guests a dartboard on the have-not room door. So they had a little note from Big Brother that said the dartboard will be there for the rest of the game, but they only get the darts for one 24-hour period a week. So 24 hours per week, and then they have to give them back because they can't be trusted with those darts. So that's a fun little addition. Back to strategy. Donnie really wants Zach to stay this week. He's giving him advice. He's like, you need to go to these people and remind them that if you stay in the game, you're going to be the #1 target. They're going to be able to buy themselves a few more weeks. So you should work that angle. And Zach is like, yeah, I know. Donnie, you got to win this game. So Zach is giving Donnie information about the alliances within the alliance, the detonators / bomb squad. So he's like, you should totally try to get in with Derek and Cody and then take out Frankie and Caleb. So it looks like Zach does not want his Zanky to win. He wants Derek to win over him. So I think that's interesting. But wouldn't it be so cool to see Zach and Donnie work together for real? I've been wishing for it forever, but doesn't seem likely. So that's all I have for today. And until tomorrow, much love.
Edit.